Genesis, a few changes have taken place. In the book of Exodus, the children of Israel have grown from a family of 70 to a nation. They were
fruitful,
and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty, and filled the land.
Meanwhile, Joseph and his whole generation had died, and there was a new Pharaoh who said,
Just who?
this new Pharaoh was unhappy having so many Jews living in his land.
I don't like these Jews. They're pushy, loud, and they might side with our enemies. Set up taskmasters. Hey, you, work. Make them slaves. Hey, slave, work. Make their lives bitter.
Yeah, this tastes
Shut up, slave, and work. Hey, you midwives, throw the male babies in the Nile. Attention, all Egypt, throw the male Jewish babies in the Nile. Bet you this one skips 3 times before he sinks.
And now, in behalf of the Jewish people, it is my honor and pleasure to present these medals of valor to Shifra and Pua, the 2 midwives who showed such courage in the face of danger. They personally saved hundreds of Hebrew babies.
At this point in our story, we enter chapter 2 and begin. The Adventures of Moses. Moses is born and set afloat.
Row, row, row your basket.
And found by Pharaoh's daughter.
Look, I found a Hebrew baby in the Nile.
Moses was raised in Pharaoh's house, and one day he took a walk among his people, the Hebrews. He saw 2 men fighting.
It was a horse.
It was a mule.
A horse.
A mule.
Moses tried to stop the fighting.
Why'd you do that? Who died and made you Pharaoh?
So Moses hid the body in the sand and fled from Egypt. He fled all the way to the wells of Midian. The high priest of Midian was a man by the name of Yitro. He had 7 beautiful daughters. When Moses got to the well, he met all 7 of the beautiful daughters who had come to the well to water their sheep. When Moses got to the well, the 7 beautiful daughters were being bothered by a group of shepherds.
Hey, good looking. Want to come back to my tent and see my tapestries?
Moses went to their rescue. The daughters go home and tell their father how an Egyptian man had rescued them. And then within 3 verses, Moses is married to one of the daughters, Zipporah. He works for Yitro as a shepherd and fathers a son named Gershon. Gershon means, I was a stranger in a strange land. You know, sometimes the Bible has a really amazing sense of timing. Meanwhile, back in Egypt,
The Pharaoh is dead.
Long live Pharaoh!
This Pharaoh continued oppressing the Jewish people.
Joseph who?
One day, Moses was out tending the flocks in the wilderness. They were walking near Mount Sinai.
Look, a bush is burning. Maybe I should call Smokey. No, wait a minute. It isn't even being consumed. For this, I've got to turn aside.
Moses, Moses,
Moses. Oh, Hineni. But who's calling?
do not come closer.
Or whatever you say.
Take off your sandals. This place is holy.
But who is this? I didn't tell anyone where I was going.
I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
Well, nice to meet you, Mr. God of my fathers. But why did you call?
I have marked well the plight of my people in Egypt. I have heard their outcry. I've come to rescue them and bring them out of that land to a good land, to a land flowing in milk and honey.
That's well and good, Mr. God of my fathers, but what does that have to do with me?
Why, my boy, I will send you to Pharaoh, and you shall free my people, the Israelites, from Egypt.
But who am I to go to Pharaoh? I can't do it. I can't even talk good.
Well,
Well,
No, Moses, you're supposed to say, talk well, but I'll send your brother Aaron with you.
But they'll never believe us.
Don't worry, kid. Ever see my famous turn a staff into snake trick?
Sounds okay. But if we're going to be working together, isn't there something else I could call you, Mr. God of my fathers, sir?
Sure, kid. Just tell them Eqypt sent you.
Moses goes back to Midian, packs up his family, and heads towards Egypt. Along the way, they stop for a performance of that old favorite, Bridegroom of Blood. Then they meet Aaron and head to Pharaoh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pharaoh and Company. Tonight, Pharaoh's guests are Moses